Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yay, so not the most exciting launch I've ever had, but yeah, it's something. It's definitely something. So we have decided, at least I have decided, not we, because I make the decisions here. I've decided to add some RCS storage to our Mun Station. It is getting roughly to that point where it's just about completed. There's a few other modules I want to add to it, but nothing too serious. So I've hit some pretty awesome milestones, at least in the last few weeks, and this one's notably, at least for today, I've hit 1,337 subscribers, which 1337, that's amazing, that's all I gotta say. Yeah, so 1,337 subscribers, and yeah, I've seen a rate of growth in the last few weeks, which is just unprecedented on my channel. I've never seen that much growth before, and I've seen my first video go past 6,500 views, which is just amazing to me, and I can't believe that 6,500 some odd people have heard my voice. Amazing stuff, just awesome, and I gotta say that I'm very thankful for what I've gotten. A lot of people keep messaging me. Even to this day, I've been getting this same message since I started doing this, is, why don't you have more subscribers yet? And I don't know, but I mean, it seems like it's getting there. I'm always happy for what I get, and whoever comments and messages, I always try to respond back, which I should be apologizing for right now because of recent events. I have been absolutely unbelievably busy with just school and work, and you guys have no idea how much I've been sacrificing to try to do these videos as much as I possibly can, at least at this time. But I mean, right now I should be studying for chemistry, and I am not. So I could potentially fail my chemistry test tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I had a snow day from school on the day of the test, which is freaking amazing, I have to say. But you know, college has been fun, and I gotta get out. I'm pretty much at that point. I only have one semester left, and then I can just walk out of there a very happy person. So if I fail, it's all because of you guys, and I'm gonna blame it all on you. And even when I have to explain to a lot of people that I failed my chemistry course, I'll blame it all on you. That's it. And not Kerbal Space Program, because it's too awesome to blame stuff on. So yeah, the one thing I have been getting a message for at least a lot recently, I'm pretty sure this is just for the new people. On my modded series, is strictly for mods, I don't want to undermine you or say anything that makes you feel stupid or any kind of way, but my modded series is strictly for mods. I don't use any, on my modded series, yes. Wow, I'm just completely confused by what I'm saying. On my modded series, it's strictly for mods. There are no modded portions of my sandbox episodes, which it happens to be one of these episodes. There's no mods installed in this game. All the stuff that you've seen to this point has not been brought up into space or any way affected by mods. There has been a few times where I've considered putting in something like HyperEdit just to make things a little bit easier, but I haven't even been using HyperEdit. There's nothing installed extra. And I mean, I could there's no real way to prove it, I mean, obviously, but on my modded series is where I strictly have been covering and dealing with mods and stuff like that. But yeah, so the subscriber submission stuff, I have a lot of submissions, and I have not really had any time to really shoot an episode when it comes down to that. It's a little bit more involved than it is shooting an episode like this, because basically all I have to do is really just kind of construct something, send it up, get the mission done, at least try to the best of my ability, and then, you know, what have you. And we've been dragging along these fuel tanks for way too long. I kind of knew that they were empty, but there we go. Everything's looking very good. I mean, we almost got in orbit. So yeah, I have to definitely welcome all the new people to my channel. I've just seen an unbelievable, unprecedented amount of growth, and I think I mentioned in my last couple episodes, or at least one of them, that I was almost wondering if someone that is a little bit bigger in the community has featured me or something, which I ended up kind of finding out that it's more of just a couple of my videos have gained a lot of popularity, which was one of the ones I was also stating. It's my most viewed video. It's at like 6,500 views, which is absolutely awesome to me. I can't believe that I have a video with that many views. Even a friend of mine at my job who also is kind of making YouTube videos and stuff like that, I even was talking to him about it, and he basically stated that at some point I must have been featured by somebody or something, and I don't think it was a featuring. I think I ended up just getting lucky or something. I don't know, but it's freaking awesome. That's all I gotta say. So definitely thanks to all the people who have been watching and enjoying my videos. There's really nothing else I can say about that. I mean, I'm just absolutely happy with the way that everything has been going, and I for a long time had doubt on whether or not I was going to keep doing this in certain points, like where I would state that I really didn't have any kind of position towards doing this or not doing this, but there's this, you know, I didn't plan on doing this as long as I did, and I figured if anything I wouldn't really be as popular or gain as much popularity as I did over such a short period of time. Even though I've been doing this for a year, I mean, I feel like I haven't really spent that much time with everything. But it's been unbelievably fun. That's all I gotta say. And I do appreciate your comments, and I do have to apologize because once again, that's one thing I've been really lacking in, is responding back to the comments. I think that's 30 and 25. Well, 55 seconds. We'll start our burn. That sounds right. But yeah, I haven't really been responding back to comments and stuff like that, and that has to do with the fact that just school and busyness and everything. I do read them, and I do save the email that I receive, because I do receive an email for every one of your comments, and I do save it until I respond back. I always try to make sure I respond back, so I do save it until I respond back, and then I delete it. So if any response comes back afterwards, I still receive an email that you responded. I really love and enjoy reading the comments and what people have to say, and you know, I really do try to make sure that I can respond back to everybody and try to give everyone an answer, which I haven't been able to so much recently, but that's all I'm gonna say about that. I really have been trying, and it's just been a very, very rigorous and constant fight to balance YouTube work and school at the same time, not to mention the girlfriend and my own personal life of just dealing with everything. So anyways, guys, I'll see you once we get in orbit around the moon. And we're back. Yeah, so I don't really think we're going to have to do too much of a burn here to fix all of this. Or at least get ourselves into orbit, I should say. So, the other thing I've been talking about a lot lately is DayZ and stuff like that. I have been playing DayZ a lot. And Don't Starve as well. That's... why aren't we moving? Come on! Why is not it, like, just not moving at all? Am I not hitting the right keys? Holy poo on a stick. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna have to do it the hard way then. Just fire up the engines and turn that way. I don't know what's going on, but I didn't like it. There we go. That's looking a lot better. That should get us into orbit real quick. I'm not really concerned with fuel right now. That's all I gotta say. Set this as target. And how close is that? Not as close as I want it to be, but I think I'll do one more here, and maybe we'll get a little bit close. Whoa. Yeah, bring this back. That's looking good. That's looking really good. So I think... Oh god, RCS is freaking out. We'll get rid of this whole stage here. We really don't need any of this fuel anymore. That's perfectly fine with this. So let's just give ourselves a little push. Actually, we don't even need to give ourselves a little push. We'll be fine. Yeah. The decoupler will push it away. That's right. I forgot. I always don't rely on the decouplers to do anything except for separate the rocket, and that's it. I forget that they have a whole pushing force behind them and that it actually does something. So, let's see. But yeah, I've been a little bit preoccupied with DayZ, and I've been playing a little bit of Don't Starve. And I've been considering possibly doing Don't Starve as well again, because I really didn't do much justice with that game, especially initially. Like, when I first initially bought it, I kind of played, I think I did about 10 episodes or so, and I really didn't do a lot with the game itself. It was just kind of... I just tried. And, you know, DayZ, I have been playing with Naughty Games, which I do plan on doing episodes, basically, with Naughty. And I've just kind of been waiting on him, and also we kind of set up our own characters to really kind of just get the feel for the game and really kind of come to terms of how the game works. All the mechanics of the game before we really start recording, because I want to be able to give somewhat factual and kind of fun games instead of frustrating, oh my god, you're doing everything wrong gameplay. So, I know there's a lot of videos out there that are like that, so I really am trying to avoid the frustrating and driving people nuts because I am not opening the door correctly or doing some specific thing correctly. So, once again, I don't know when I'll start doing that, but I really am interested in doing another Don't Starve series again, and at least trying to fire that back up, because it would be a little bit fun for me. I haven't played the game in a long time. In a way, I haven't really done videos of it in a long time. I have been playing a lot recently, but it's more of just trying to curb some boredom real quickly. And with Kerbal, I do enjoy playing, but most of the time I'm playing, I'm recording episodes. So, let's see. We are very far away from the station right now. Now, this should be fairly lined up. Usually this is kind of my new method of docking, kind of just line stuff up as best as you can and just go with it. It usually works. So the RCS is freaking out too. I don't know what's going on with it. But I think I gotta go back to thanking you guys once again. I mean, I really have been appreciating all the comments and everyone just involved, and I mean, the modding portion, the modded portion has just seen, I have seen unbelievable amount of views for each one of my videos, where a long time ago with some of my older series and games, I never saw those many views in such a short period of time, which I really gotta say that for all this time of me kind of shunning and just basically stating that I'd never do anything with modded, it was really kind of stupid of me to even kind of cast aside the modded community in this way, because the modded community is going to be one of the major things, I think, in this game that really kind of keeps it together, and for the long run. Kind of like with Minecraft in a way. I really don't know exactly how much the modding community is really going to stick around for and everything else, but I don't mean to say that in a bad way, too, because with Minecraft, the modded community kind of spurred the development of the game in other areas where it otherwise wouldn't have went in. But the other thing, too, I gotta say, is that I don't know how this game is going to be developed after it's completed. I don't have any idea as far as how or what they're going to do with this game the minute that they officially slap that seal on it and state that the game is 100% in completion, and this is what the game will be in, like, as far as it being 100% complete. So nobody really has any clue on any of this stuff. I don't. Nobody, I think, in the community has any clue as far as when they're going to officially state that this game is 100% done. So that being said, I mean, the number one thing we all have to look forward to is the mods that will eventually come later in the lifetime of this game. I don't know how long it's going to last. Who knows if there's going to be a Kerbal Space Program 2 or something along the lines of that. I mean, I don't really know. A lot of indie games really don't have sequels. So, at least as far as I know, I don't play too many of the indie games. I mean, obviously my whole channel is basically indie games, but I mean it more so, I guess, with a lot of different games. You know, you'll see a sequel to Dead Space, but Kerbal Space Program, who knows? So I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit so we can get some light on the subject, because for some reason recently I have only been docking and dealing with stuff on the dark side, which is not really stuff I enjoy doing. Come on. We're just floating away from the station ever so nicely. There we go. That's looking a lot better. So we'll set this as a target. Control from here, and we gotta align this bad boy, which shouldn't be so hard to do. So yeah, I don't really know how long I'm going to be in school for. I mean, obviously I could give you a deadline on when I'm out, but I'm really looking forward to finally pretty much getting to the point where it's going to be done soon, and I really won't have to deal with anything anymore. So it really is just kind of annoying, and it really has been kind of bothering me in certain aspects of my life, because everything is just getting all crazy. Come on, I would like to go down. Come on. There we go. Let's bring this over. Oh god, this is not going how I wanted it to. I hate the way that sometimes docking works. At least the RCS ports. Sometimes they're just so unbelievably funky and just not willing to do what you want them to do. There we go. So let's go forward. Actually, what am I doing? There we go. That will just make things a lot faster for us. But yeah, I'm in love with this community. I'm in love with this game. And thank you guys for doing everything that you've done for my channel. There's a lot of people that have really helped me over the times, and they've, you know, given me those few words of encouragement that I needed at certain points. And for those of you who are starting up, the one thing I will say is, don't look at this as something that's going to be a very easy and joyful thing to do in certain times, and sticking yourself to a regular schedule is sometimes a very hard thing to do, as you guys can tell with, at least with my channel. It sometimes just stuff doesn't work the way you want it to, and time schedule and everything always changes, and you never know what's going to happen to you the next day, or what you're going to have to deal with as far as people and the things that people want to say and tell you. And there's a lot of people out there that have nothing better to do than just to have a bad, they just have an agenda. That's all. They just wanna say the right thing to you because they think they're gonna make you crumble, and they just want to destroy you. And all I'm gonna say is that there's a lot of people out there that want to do that, but it really depends on your kind of attitude towards how you're gonna deal with it. And it really, this is something that kind of happens throughout your life. I couldn't even really just apply it specifically to YouTube, but you know, trolls aside and everyone else, I haven't really had any serious issues with anyone or anything, but I have kind of dealt with a few different kinds of things since I started doing this, and you do really get to see how some people are, like, truthfully, and how horrible some people are in general. So let's see, we are unbelievably close to being attached here. Come on. Come on, just pull it in ever so nicely. There we go. That was so nice. That it just didn't even have to do anything. So get rid of this guy, and all we have to do is really just kind of spin around, and I think that's about it. Probably gonna bump the station a little bit, I hope not. She's shaking a little bit, which I'm not very happy about, but this is kind of a really big station, so I'm pretty much okay with, at this point, if it's gonna get a little shaky and stuff. I mean, it just kind of happens after you build a really big station. So there we go. So turn on the RCS. Just need to back up a little bit. That's really all we got to do. Go off to the... Alright. Go off to the left. Just kind of kill that there. That's perfect. It's amazing. So yeah, I mean, with YouTube and a lot of stuff for people who are getting started, I mean, there's a lot of tips I can give you, and there's a lot of stuff that I kind of follow personally, but I mean, it really just kind of depends on the person. So once again, it's a very personal thing at YouTube. I almost look at it as like a journal in a way. At least it's sort of like a journal. If you're doing gaming, even then, some of the stuff you're talking about is relevant now, but 6 months from that point, it's not relevant anymore. But at least to you in certain ways. Whereas you cared about something at one point, and you just kind of stopped caring after a certain point. But come on. Come on. Are we lined up? Yeah, we are. We're very lined up. This should be like an instant dock. Almost. There we go. That's an awesome dock. So we'll transfer over some fuel. Always with the transferring of fuel. I think that's the #1 thing I think I say during every video. A lot of people say it's and a few other different things that I say, but I think fuel is the #1 thing I think is mentioned almost every episode. I'm like, fuel, fuel. More about the fuel. That's all I care about, is how much fuel. Let's see, is there... Yeah, these all look like they're full. I'm not sure, but I'm not... Well, I could just do this real quick, but this never really gives you an accurate... Alright, something over here is out of fuel. RCS fuel, I know, whatever. So let's just refill that one. I'd rather... with a lot of my designs, especially stuff that's been constructed over a long period of time, I end up opting towards refilling everything that is empty and leaving specific areas where it's not filled. That way, when I eventually get around to refueling it, I just know that, okay, well, this one, there's only one tank on this entire structure that needs to be filled, which will be this one. So, you know, right here, this is all that's missing. So that's all I need to really bring with me. So, usually works out pretty well that way. So we'll decouple. And there's only a few more modules, I do have to say right now. There's only a few other modules that I need to add to this thing, and we're going to be pretty much done with it. And, you know, I've been a little bit worried as far as what I want to do next, but I usually always come up with something. But once again, I'm always open for suggestions, so if to you guys out there who have some ideas on things you would like to see me build, definitely just say whatever, you know, leave a comment or something, and I'll definitely get around at least to looking at it. I remember at one point somebody told me to build a sun station, and for as much as I would like to say yes, I would do something like that, I really don't understand exactly how much of a station you want me to build exactly. If it's like you want me to build a station in orbit around the sun, which my idea of having an orbit around the sun would be something kind of like how I'm in orbit around the moon right now, where it's only a few hundred kilometers off of the moon. I don't know how I would do that with the sun. That's kind of a hard task. You know, you're talking like megabuilds just to get apart to the sun. But yeah, so we got some RCS tanks now, and yeah, so I'm always open to suggestion. And the other thing I gotta mention too is the featured portion of my channel at the end, when you go to the credits or whatever you want to call that, where there's 2 videos and all that good stuff going on. I always try to feature somebody. If you know anybody who should be featured, or you yourself wants to be featured, I will definitely feature you. I'll have to check out your channel and just make sure everything's kind of hunky-dory. And as long as I'm cool with everything, I will definitely feature you. There's somebody right now that currently left me a message that I really got to check. Definitely let me know. So anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. And yeah, I will see you next time.